Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So well over 1,100 of you were liking David Schwartz's lunch, and it does look good by the way. I did see this from Matthew Liny on Twitter. And so he asks the question, will China's largest fintech company CreditEase be allowed to use XRP on a grand scale with the start date of February 14th for the US-China trade deal? Let's take a look at a few interesting finds involving Ripple, the World Economic Forum, and TradeShift. And so Matthew Liny, I gotta thank you for posting this. Now, it is a bit speculative, however, when we get into this, and I'm gonna go into detail on this, we can really see the pieces of the puzzle coming together. We can see the connections. So guys, first of all, I wanted to take this time to say, if you aren't following Matthew Liny on Twitter, I suggest you do. He always posts some really amazing stuff. And if you're the kind of person that loves these obscure finds, you know, it seems like he searches every corner of the internet and tends to come up with something interesting every single day. So again, just a shout out to Matthew Liny. This entire video is going to be dedicated to this find. So to start things off, CreditEase. About CreditEase. So they are better tech, better finance for a better world. CreditEase is a leading fintech conglomerate in China specializing in inclusive finance and wealth management, including payment technology, marketplace lending, crowdfunding, robo-advisory, insurance technology, and blockchain products and services. Now, where have we heard that before? It seems like some of those terms have been rattling around the blockchain space and have already found some connections with Ripple and XRP. So CreditEase actively engages with global fintech innovators through business incubation, commercial cooperation, and investment. And here's their business model here. So business model evolvement, and we see wealth management, inclusive finance, and internet finance, and all those subsections here. We got credit, loan, trade finance, leasing. We've got financial planning, market research, investment strategies, just to name a few within the broader categories of mutual funds, insurance, P2P lending, which is a big one, trade finance, credit loan, as I had mentioned. We go down to this second post here. CreditEase founded in 2006, but IDG and Morgan Stanley are strategic partners. Li Feng, who is a partner of IGD, also sat on the Ripple board of directors in 2015 and is an early investor in CreditEase. So we can see the CreditEase overview here, and we can see one of the strategic partners, IDG. And if you continue over here, you can see Li Feng, partner at IDG Capital Partners, early investors in Baidu, Tencent, Xiaomi, I think that's how it's pronounced, and CreditEase will also join the Ripple Labs board of directors. So a clip from their document there. Now he also says Tim Draper also has connections with CreditEase, and we have Tim Draper down here talking about how Silicon Valley, so this article essentially talks about how Silicon Valley is inclusive. Unlike Wall Street, they want to kind of help the community, help their people become successful, and this is why we see a lot of investment towards these startups and for these young people to continue to build, continue to innovate within the space. Down here it says Tim Draper hosted CreditEase Wealth Business School student at Hero College. So a Tim Draper connection. And why is that significant, guys? Well, you guys remember this from back in October 2019. Ripple's XRP is in for explosive growth, says Tim Draper. And I'm not going to read the whole article. You guys can read it for yourselves. I will link it in the description as I always do, but I am going to read this quote here from Tim Draper. He says, the company is actively developing, expanding the sphere of influence, enlisting the support of large financial institutions, and constantly improving the technology of transfers. He says, in addition, Ripple is owned by SBI, a large corporation, with companies such as R3. Everything indicates that the current situation, only the calm before the storm, in our case, before the explosive growth. So there you go, Tim Draper saying that, you know what, essentially he's saying the same thing we are. The proof is in the partnerships, folks. And so back to this, Tim Draper, also a connection with CreditEase and Ripple. So let's keep going on here. Back in 2013, CreditEase CEO Fang went to Silicon Valley to find innovative technology. He found Ripple. So Fang Yihan's visit to Silicon Valley in the fall of 2013 was regarded as the beginning of CreditEase's close ties with overseas countries. Unlike today's mature American study tour, the original trip to Silicon Valley was completely self-help travel. The company was visited by Tang Ning and other colleagues through personal relationships. There are not only well-known companies such as Google, Facebook, Yahoo, but also innovative institutions such as Wealthfront and Ripple. So there you guys have it there. Fang Yihan went to Silicon Valley in 2013 and found innovative companies, namely within the financial sector, including Wealthfront and Ripple. So we continue down here. CreditEase is already implementing blockchain technology in their business model, and TradeShift is interoperable with XRP. So there's a link here to a Finextra article showing that TradeShift partners with CreditEase on trade financing platforms. And guys, that was back from April 2017. When we look here, currently, the TradeShift platform can integrate with both Ripple blockchain payments and R3's Corda. So another connection pointing to a potential relationship between CreditEase and Ripple. CreditEase is on the steering committee of the World Economic Forum. So here we have a shot of some of these people here, part of the World Economic Forum, which includes Anju Patwardhan, venture partner at CreditEase over here in the corner. So let's keep going. CreditEase is invested in several companies that are RippleNet partners and have management that is connected to many others. So CreditEase appoints, who we just spoke of, Anju Patwardhan, former Global Chief Innovation Officer of Standard Chartered Bank. Based in Silicon Valley, Ms. Patwardhan will closely work with CreditEase's fund management team in China to support its global investment strategy, deal sourcing, and investment management. With her deep expertise of the global financial service industry, fintech ecosystem, and regulatory engagement, she will play a key role in accelerating the fund's position. That from back in 2016. And also, CreditEase Fintech Investment Fund doubles down in the UK and Europe and invests in Rails Bank for Singapore expansion. So the CreditEase Investment Fund has participated in a recent $10 million Series A funding round with Railsbank, a London-based banking-as-a-service (BaaS) platform that promises to give technology companies access to financial services. And guys, here are some of the banks and financial institutions that we know have a Ripple connection in some way, shape, or form, namely HSBC, Fidelity, we've heard of Deutsche Bank, and of course Visa with their Earthport connection. So guys, to me it's sounding like it's continuing to make more sense as we move forward. So here, CreditEase is the first Asian strategic partner ready to solve the world's global problems. And so they talk about the world's global problems and the fact that they want to create financial models to help solve global problems. Now, doesn't that also sound like Ripple's MO? The fact that they want to help bank the unbanked and the underbanked. Okay, these are problems that transcend boundaries, that transcend geographical boundaries. We see it all around the world. This is a problem that needs to be solved. CreditEase seems to be on board, and Ripple obviously has made their mandate clear from the beginning. Next one here, CreditEase RA platform changes client portfolios in real time to maximize profits. This type of financial innovation could only happen with XRP. Notice here he mentions real time and a flowchart to that effect. Okay, guys, I will link this tweet obviously in the description. If you want to see this in more detail, I'm just skimming over it right now, just to kind of give you guys an overview, to give you guys a sense of what's going on in the space. And finally, Matt says here, sounds like another company's mantra that we are familiar with. So CreditEase, again with the inclusive finance. A buddy ready to lend you money. That is their tagline here. CreditEase Inclusive Finance, China's leading loan advisory service provider, specializes in meeting the financial needs of micro and small business owners as well as individuals for purposes such as business startup, education, capital turnover, or consumption. So they are helping small businesses and small business owners, micro and small business owners as stated here. And so what does that sound like to you guys? Remember Ripple saying that the big banks are probably not the ones that they're going to make friends with right at the beginning. It's those small to mid-sized banks that are really going to thrive, that are really going to benefit from RippleNet because of the democratization of cross-border transfers, not having to pay those big guys, those tier 1 banks, to use their Nostro and Vostro accounts to provide liquidity. This is why ODL is so quintessential for them. And it sounds like CreditEase is doing the same thing for micro and small business owners. Democratization, this is how small businesses thrive. CreditEase Inclusive Finance has built a strong nationwide network covering 255 cities and rural areas in 20 provinces across China, which not only helps urban customers get non-collateral and non-guaranteed credit loans or car and home mortgages, but also provides financial services to rural customers, including farm products, machinery leasing, just to name a few examples. And here, guys, as well, Simply Banking Services, peer-to-peer model in China. We have the lenders here receiving high-risk adjusted returns while helping society and the borrowers, including the individuals and micro business, access to affordable credit. So very, very interesting. Finally down here, CreditEase started with micro lending 12 years ago and has created a wide swath of products and services in inclusive finance and wealth management. Born by technology to serve a growing customer base in China, these range from marketplace lending and crowdfunding to robo-advisory, insurance technology, cloud-based, supply chain financing, blockchain products, services, and more. So I gotta say, what a great find. Matthew Liny on Twitter, thank you so much for sending me this. There is a lot here pointing to the fact that China's largest fintech company, CreditEase, could be in bed with America's largest fintech company, Ripple. And let's not forget this US-China trade deal. And just to put things into perspective for you guys, US goods and services trade with China totaled an estimated $737.1 billion in 2018. Exports were $179.3 billion, while imports were $557.9 billion. The US goods and services trade deficit with China was $378.6 billion in 2018. So over $700 billion moving back and forth in one calendar year with the United States and China. Now the big question is, will this happen in time for the February 14th US-China trade deal? I mean, right now, today is February 3rd. We've got still 11 days, but I realistically think that the cryptocurrency regulation still has to be clearer before this happens. That said, though, anything can happen, guys, at the drop of a hat. Heck, regulations could become clear this afternoon and we could see XRP rise tenfold. Who knows? And remember last year around February 14th, Valentine's Day brought us some surprises in 2019. Who's to say that it couldn't do the same thing this year too? Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.